Tesla Cats, this is Tesla-chan, or Lucy if you'd prefer, and welcome back to Tesla Plays. Now, I know I haven't recorded on here in a while. I kind of lost any interest to do that, but we're back. This is a game called Manoir by Leo.exe. I think she, but I could be wrong, so don't quote me, is somebody who's on Instagram, who I follow. Okay, music levels at the same. Yeah. She's someone who does artwork on, she's someone who does artwork on Instagram, and she put this out. And the reason I'm going to read this to you right now is because this is just kind of a trigger warning for all of you guys. I'm going to re-record, this is a re-recording because I didn't like the first one, so. And I'm not a good editor, but, you know, life. And if I get interrupted, I apologize in advance because I have a cat who's having issues, and yeah. So we're going to restart. I'm actually going to check my settings real quick one more time. Yeah, no, that's fine. Music volume, sound volume. I could mute all, but I'm not going to. Auto forward time, that's fine. Okay, and then text speed is okay. So we're just gonna begin in a second, but I'm gonna read this. The content warnings are violence and death, self-damaging behavior, yeah, substance abuse, suicide themes. This is only one route of the game, but it is warned in the game as well. Brief religious themes, which I don't know if I would have a problem with because I'm a Christian, but you know, life, it's just a game anyway, so I'm not too worried. Besides June and Phoebe, who are literal gods! So yeah. It will generally have dark themes. Yeah, I've already started playing like about 11 minutes of this game, less than that, but yeah, let's get started. You relax yourself, tense from bracing for impact. You let out an exhale of air you didn't realize you were holding in. After mentally preparing yourself for what damage you were about to see, you let your eyes reopen. Your car is in rough condition, but it's nothing that can't be fixed. You breathe a sigh of relief. Unfortunately, that relief doesn't last long, as you remember what the hell even happened. Some jack swerved you off the road, and probably a few teenagers on their way to a party or something, as they had smashed some bottles on the ground as they drove by. It reminded you of those cows in that scene from Barnyard. Wait, why did you think of that? That's a very odd, specific reference. I got this the first time around. I was so happy. Anyway. After being swerved off the road, your car went barreling through the woods and slammed straight into a thick tree. You get out of your car, trying to shake off the rush of adrenaline. You bend down and grab your phone from your car seat, only to see that it is long dead. Relying on that trusty 1% is proving to be much less of a good idea when you're in a place you don't know. Fantastic! This is beginning to look like a real horror movie, and a cliché one at that. Well, you're not one to complain. Horror movies tend to be at least interesting. So on that note, you do what is best in these sort of horror-esque situations. You walk yourself straight into the woods in the hopes that maybe you find a home with friendly people willing to lend you their phone. I already said this. I would be hiding in my car, or I would be trying to walk out onto the road, or trying to find my way back to the road so I could flag someone down, but that's me. What could ever possibly go wrong? A lot, but risk is intriguing anyway. That depends on the risk for me. Anyway, life. After a long while of walking through the pines, you weren't sure how long, you just kind of went through the motions of walking without thinking much, you see a few dim lights in the distance. On further investigation, it seems to be some sort of residence. You squint your eyes trying to focus your vision in the dark. And on even further investigation, you realize it's large, a wooden mansion. Not abandoned, you note. There are dim lights in most of the windows, you can see. Not entirely a horror movie cliche anymore. Maybe it'll be fine? You take a second to push the iron gate open and quietly slip in. That was cool. The gate creaks as you open it, and you wince, hoping it wasn't loud enough to startle anyone. You almost didn't notice the person looking at you with squinted eyes from the porch. Okay. Yep, you're in trouble, aren't you? Yes, you are, Tesla-chan. Dang it. You make eye contact with them accidentally. Their expression darkens. They hop up off the bench that they're sitting on and jump down a few inches between the porch and the ground. They walk closer to you with a confident, intimidating gait. Confident, intimidating gait. There we go. Tesla-chan, you know how to English, right? No, I don't. Darn it. Anyway, you contemplate turning right back around, but you doubt you'll find any other sources of help. What do you think you're doing? Hold on. Make sure the voices are all the way up. Alright, return. Back. Okay. Else there are no voices. Let me go ahead and give these my best shot. I'm not a guy, so go figure. What do you think you're doing? You're almost visibly taken aback by the stranger's appearance, but you manage to keep your expression still. It looks like they only have one functioning eye, as the other is pitch black. Their working eye is bright purple, and their pupil looks kind of off. You can't really tell from here. The person's hair is also a very unnatural light lilac color. You suppose they could have dyed it, which is normal, but they don't. But they'd have to have dyed it recently, since there's no trace of natural color roots growing in. Only slightly darker purple. Doo-doo-doo. Their skin is a saturated grayish color. Is unsaturated and grayish, which is also completely normal because, of course, there are all different types of skin tones out there. But the fact is, there's almost zero trace of red in their face. It's a little bit concerning. All areas where you usually see natural color are devoid of it. They might just be a sort of sickly person, you assume. You try to defend yourself, but as soon as you open your mouth, you're cut off. How the hell did you even get here? We're like miles into the woods. How long did you walk? Yikes, their teeth. They're sharp and canine-like. Guessing he's a werewolf? I mean, this is just for me making assumptions. So, me. You focus back onto what they said. That's a good question, actually. You just kind of zoned out and went on autopilot mode until you found something. You try to explain to them what happened with your car, and you're just in the middle of trying to find somewhere to get some help, get some sort of help at fixing it, or calling a tow truck, since you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, right. I guess that's fair. It's not like there are any other houses anywhere nearby, anyway. So, you want to come in or what? We can figure out something. But don't try anything funny. That's a legitimate warning, by the way. Watch yourself. You nod quickly, obviously kind of unsettled. Their expression softens. They start walking toward the mansion door. My name is Amiel, by the way. And this is my house, so don't go touching my. Yes, I'm avoiding swears. You're welcome. I know that's probably like, why? But I want to. I have enough to clean up around here with these lunatics as it is. They don't bite, though. Most of them, at least. Well, thank you for the lack of concern over whether or not I'm going to be terrified entering your house. I might just run away now. They grin as if there's a joke there that only they understand. If they do end up talking to you, I'm sure you can get along with them long enough until you're ready to be on your way. Their expression is much softer now. They smile politely as they open the door in front of you. Okay, bye! It's odd, the difference between Amiel before and Amiel now. Their emotions seem uncertain and unpredictable. I'd say so. Yeah. I'm weird, don't mind me. For a while there, you were certain they might have ripped your head off with their teeth. Now they're acting pretty mildly friendly, trusting even. It was odd. But not unwelcome. They lead you inside the house. Once you enter, you look around in awe. The house is primarily wooded and undoubtedly lived in, as you see the various items left lying around in front of you. It's a pretty expansive living room-esque area. I mean, looks like a living room, but okay. With a few tables near the back and a large fireplace. To your left, there's a large open doorway leading to a dining room and kitchen, connected to a short corridor leading to a winding staircase. To your right, there's another open doorway, with a staircase a few feet behind it. There is a couch littered with bottles under the stairs, which are illuminated from underneath the small lights. Fairy lights? Because that's what it looks like in the image. Fairy lights. Anyway, there's a door to the left of the couch. Don't spray it. Okay. There's a door to the left of the couch, possibly a bathroom or something. And further to the left of the couch, there is a short hallway leading to a bigger living space area. You wonder where the hell this young adult got the money for this place. Alright, you can chill here for a bit while we figure out what to do. I'll come up with some sort of plan in the meantime. Plant? Yes! I am plant now, Amiel. I'll come up with some sort of plan in the meantime. You ask them if they really want to take this on themselves, and assure them that you're completely fine with helping. Oh, don't worry. I actually like doing this kind of thing. It can get kind of boring around here for me sometimes, so I don't mind at all. If you really want to help me out, there's probably something I can think of if you want to do it. Think of for you to do. Why is he such a sweet baby? He was so angry at the beginning. What is this? Insist on helping Amiel. Go check on Raiden for Amiel. Go see Marilyn in the garden. Go check on Ryan for Amiel. No, he's being kind of a sweet baby, and despite him kind of freaking me out in the beginning, I want to help. You continue to insist that you want to help. They look like you made them pretty. They look like you made them pretty happy. It seems they don't get much help around here. Oh, you sweet child! I will help you whenever you want. That sounded bad. All right, if you insist, I guess. They lead the two of you to a dining room and kitchen area and pat on the stool at the counter that separates the two rooms, gesturing for you to sit down there. Can I see your phone? You nod and fish your phone out of your pocket, setting it in their hand. They take the phone and make their way over to the living room to plug it in. We're never shortage on outlets here, fortunately. Unfortunately, the reason we need all of them is a certain housemate that drives my electric bill up the wall. Honestly, I've never met someone so annoying. He must have been programmed to drive people to the brink of insanity. They shake their head as they spoke. You feel it like you're missing something here. You try to imagine what the world would look like, what in the world they would be talking about until you hear a yell from a room or so over. What? Hey, gotten Emil! How rude can you be? You seriously have got to be kidding me! Talking trash about a stranger? Honestly, Emil, I'm hurt. Talking trash about me to a stranger? Honestly, Emil, I'm hurt. I'm so very deeply hurt. I know. I'm going for it. Frankly, I don't think I can go on. I need an apology right now or I might just die of heartache. Jeez. Oh gosh. You legitimately don't have a heart, Maine. That's not me insulting you, that's just true. Maine, that must be this guy then. You're not sure what to think about him. You've never seen someone like him before. His teeth are sharp and his eyes glow faintly, as if illuminated by LEDs. Robot? So I'm getting werewolf and robot. He has two semicircle shapes on either side of his head. They look like headphones in a way, but obviously not since there's nothing connecting them. Yeah, probably robot. You wonder what they do. They have little faces drawn on them too, with what looks like marker? He looks vaguely familiar, like someone you've seen on TV once, or twice, rather than someone you've seen in real life. Reference to Marinette from FNAF? You aren't sure what to make of any of it. Who's this anyway? Their car crashed near the road. Somehow the cycle was able to walk all the way out here. What? How the hell? We're like miles from the road. Yeah, I said that too. You remind them you're still here. That makes Maine laugh, which seems to have a lot to... which he seems to do a lot. Sometimes when he laughs, you notice Emil attempt to hold back a laugh to keep from joining him. Friendos? Sorry, nice to meet you, Rando. You want to correct him, but you let it slide. Rando is silly enough for you not to really care that it seems like an insult. Anyway, I'm just trying to figure out what we should do to get them home. So, if you could just... They make a long shooshing motion with their hands. Get out of here. Maybe that would be great. Maine scoffs. Aw, come on, Emil. I know you love having me around. Is the robot flirting with the werewolf? I'm just gonna ask. I'm sorry. I'm a weirdo. That would explain a lot, actually. It's clear that Maine is only teasing Emil, though. Yeah, I think he has a crush on him. Okay. He seems like someone who gets a rise out of people, likes to get a rise out of people. That's not true, and you know it! Now seriously, get out of here! Maine jokingly pouts a bit before grinning again. I'm sure whoever this is wants me here. Isn't that right? You just kind of walked into the room? Okay. The odd names he's giving you are starting to bug you slightly. Maine looks at you, smiling, just tilting his head a bit to urge you to speak. If they really want to hang out with you, why don't you guys just go somewhere else while I do this? No, I'm gonna be nice to Emil and stay. I'm sorry, Maine. I'll go down your route another time, I promise. You shrug at Maine. Emil smiles at you again. Maine just shrugs back, walking off. Poor baby. I'm sorry, Maine. I'll go down your route another time. You wonder if he's hurt by that, but he also looked like that's what he was expecting. Baby, no, I don't want to hurt people. Ah! Anyway, now that that's over with, they plug your phone up to the charger that was directly in one of the outlets. So, what road did your car crash on? I have a general idea of which one, but I just want to be sure. You tell Emil the name of the road and they nod in acknowledgement. Alrighty, so I'll just call a tow truck for your car and get them to take it to your house. I can drive you home in my truck. You'll have to deal with the repair of your car on your own, but you'll be back home. Is that seriously what you're gonna do? Can I get a break for like 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes without having to deal with these people? Oh, quit whining! I can hear you. Shame on me for trying to help. This girl looks peculiar too. What's up with these people? Not to be rude, of course. To be fair, she's probably the most normal out of the three you've met, appearance-wise. I don't want to deal with you right now, Samani. It was enough to having to shush off Maine, so if you could just get out of here on your own, that would be fantastic. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, I have no interest in making these things even a teensy bit easier for you, so you'll just have to keep dreaming. Anyway, I've been working with machinery my whole life. I'm sure I could get your car up and running if you'd like. Oh boy, taking sides. On the one hand, she's offering to fix the car, but on the other hand, she's been helping me since I got in the house. Oh, freaking hell. Come on. I don't mind. I would be okay with my car getting towed back to the house. It's okay. I'll be fine. Gosh, okay, I'm staying with Emil. You're just gonna stick with Emil's plan. And especially since you guys just appearing out of nowhere, what am I supposed to do, man? Samani frowns, squinting her eyes at you, seeing if you're serious before turning and walking off, shaking her head. You can be mad at me all you want. I'm okay with just getting a tow truck, thanks. Have it your way. It's your loss. Emil snickers and gives you a thumbs up. What, do you just hate her that much, Emil? That's my question. Correct choice. Anyway, as I was saying. Hey! Oh my god! Am I going to lose my mind? Jeez, Amy. Oh, sweetie. Emil turns to look at who came in. Okay, I'm guessing this has to do with a video that just recently showed on her channel, which I'll link at the end. Oh man, I'm sorry, buddy. Didn't realize it was you. Oh, yeah, I think this has to do with, yeah, okay. The guy's face looks kind of flushed. Has he been drinking? It's okay. What you need, Ryan? I don't know, I forgot. Oh boy. Ryan squints his eyes and looks at you. He kind of does a double take when he realizes he's never seen you before. He steps back a bit, stumbling. Emil sighs. Come on, bud. Let's just sit down. Let's go sit down. Emil puts his hand out. Emil puts a hand out at the small of his back and leads him into the other hallway. You don't see what happens next, since they're pretty far away at this point. But Emil comes back sighing with their hands on their hips. They shake their heads slightly. What's wrong? This is gonna sound really dumb, but would you mind going and sitting with Ryan for a bit? He's on the couch under the other set of stairs. Yeah, you can do that. You point in the direction of the hallway across from this one. Yeah, totally. You nod. Emil gives you a small and thankful smile. Thanks, he's my best friend. I just like to make sure he's alright. I'm glad I made you happy. If you're not back by then, I'll come there once I've called the tow truck. You walk over to the right side of the corridor, see Ryan laying on the couch, an arm over his eyes and a bottle in his hand. The rest of these empty bottles you saw when you came in must have been his from a previous day or something. When you walk in, he raises an arm that was covering his eyes and looks at you. He immediately tenses up. What do you want? He's speaking entirely clearly, but you can easily tell what he said. He's not speaking entirely clearly, but you can easily tell what he's saying. He must have be pretty eloquently spoken when he's not hammered. You tell him you're just here to make sure he's all right. He seems to be registering what you said. Okay, so it's okay. I'm fine. I know. I'm adding some lines. You hold out your arm for him to grab onto and pull himself up. He does so and leans against you a bit as he tries to stay. He does so, but leans against you a bit as he tries to stay steady standing. Where are we going? You tell him you're gonna walk into his room so he can lay down there and get some rest for the night. He looks incredibly tired, so you assume he should probably hit the hay. He hums in neutral acknowledgement. You offer him your elbow to keep him a little more stable as the two of you climb up the stairs. This is going to be interesting. Ryan almost slips a couple times, but he doesn't fall. The two of you reach the top of the stairs and you glance over at Ryan to ask him to lead you to his room. He nods sleepily. He lets go of your arm and walks ahead a few steps to his door, turning the handle and opening the door, pushing it on it slightly with his shoulder. You follow him in, but don't go past the doorway. He stumbles, looking around the room. He stands there for a moment, seeming to take in his surroundings. Ryan glances at you again, then back at the room. His hands are shaking a bit. He's not doing a good job of hiding it. You're unsure why he looks suddenly startled. He steps back a bit, staring at you, almost horrified. He looks like he's about to cry. You cautiously ask him if he's alright, trying not to make sure not to come any closer. He hiccups a bit, and you see tears drip down his face. What's wrong? Oh, baby, no. You tell him it's alright. It's gonna be okay. You don't know what he's upset about, but there's nothing to be afraid of. This seems to calm him down slightly. You tell him that it'll all be okay. He should just sleep it off. You tell him you'll leave soon, but you have to make sure he's alright for a meal. A meal. Actually, a meal makes sense. He nods a bit and steps back a couple more feet, this time to go lay down. The guy practically collapses onto his bed. He lays face downward, head into the pillow, and is asleep almost immediately. Poor guy. Yeah, I want to know what happened to this child. He must have been exhausted. You carefully walk over and throw one of his blankets over him, cautious not to startle him or wake him up. You make your way out of the room quietly and shut the door behind you. Oh, that was an ending! Oh my goodness! That was cool, okay. That was cool. Okay, that was cool. I might do like one more route and then end the episode there. I'm gonna just reload my previous recording because we already know what the beginning was like. So we're gonna change it up a little bit and actually just stay with Emil the entire time. I'm skipping past this stuff. What do you think you're doing? Okay, auto. Just do auto. Try to defend yourself, but as soon as you open your mouth, you're cut off. How the hell did you even get in here? We're like miles into the woods. How long did you walk? Yikes, their teeth. They're sharp like and canine-like. Again, I think he's a werewolf. You focus back onto what they said. That's a good question, actually. You kind of just zoned out and went on autopilot till you found something. You try to explain to them what happened with your car and that you're just trying to find somewhere to get help since you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And I'm reading kind of fast because autopilot on this. Yeah, alright. I guess that's fair. It's not like there are any other houses anywhere nearby. So what do you want to come in? We can try to figure out something. But don't try anything funny. That's a legitimate warning, by the way. Watch yourself. You nod quickly, obviously kind of unsettled. Their expression softens and they start walking towards the mansion door. My name is Emil, by the way, and this is my house. And I own this house. Don't go touching any of this. I have enough to clean up around here with these lunatics as it is. They don't bite, though. Most of them, at least. They grin as if that's a joke that only they understand. If they don't take talking to you, I'm sure you can get along with them just fine until you're ready to be on your way. Their expression is much softer now, and they smile politely as they open the door in front of you. It's odd, the difference between Emil from before and Emil now is their expression seems uncertain and predictable. For a while there, you were certain that they could have ripped your head off with their teeth, and now they're acting pretty mildly friendly, trusting even. It was odd, but not unwelcome. They lead you inside the house, and once you've entered, you look around in awe. The house is primarily wooden and undoubtedly lived in, as you can see the various items left lying around in front of you. It is a pretty expansive living room area, with a few tables near the back and a large fireplace. To your left, there's a large open doorway leading to the dining room and a kitchen connected to a short corridor leading to a winding staircase. To your right, there's another open doorway, a staircase with a few feet behind it, and a couch littered with bottles under the stairs, which is illuminated from the underneath small lights. The door to the left of the couch is possibly a bathroom or something, and further to the left of the couch is a small hallway leading to a bigger living space area. You wonder where the hell this young adult got the money to get for this place. Alright, you can chill here for a bit while we try to figure something out. I'll come up with some sort of plan in the meantime. They ask if you really want to take this on them and assure them that you're completely fine with helping. Don't worry, actually I'm used to doing this kind of thing. It can get a bit boring around here for me sometimes, so I don't mind at all. If you really want to help me out, there's probably something I can think of for you to do. Alright, so really quick, we're going to save some of these choice places so that way I can do some stuff in future episodes with this. So we'll return. And assist on helping Emil. Like before. You look like you made them pretty happy. It seems they don't get much help around here. Alright, if you insist, I guess. Lead the two of you to the dining room and kitchen area and pat on the stool at the counter that separates the two rooms, gesturing for you to sit down there. Can I see your phone? You nod, fish your phone out of your pocket, setting it in their hand. They take the phone and make their way out over to the living room to go plug it in. We never get it. We're never a shortage of outlets around here, fortunately. Unfortunately, the reason we need them all is because a certain housemate that drives my electric bill up the wall. Honestly, if I've never met someone so annoying, he must have been programmed to drive people to the brink of insanity. They shook their head as they spoke. You feel as if you're missing something here. You try to imagine in what world they could be talking about until you hear a yell from another room over or so. What? Hey, Emil! How can you be so rude? You seriously have got to be kidding me. Talking trash about me to a stranger? Honestly, Emil, I'm hurt so very deeply. Frankly, I don't think I can go on. I need an apology right now, or I might just die of heartache. You legitimately don't have a heart, Maine. And that's not me insulting you. That's just true. Maine? That must be the guy's name. You're not sure what to think about him. You've never seen someone like him before. His teeth are sharp, and his eyes glow faintly, as if illuminated by LEDs. He has two semicircle shapes on either side of his head. They look like headphones in a way, but obviously not, since there's nothing even connecting them. You wonder what they do. They have little faces drawn on them, too, with what looks like marker? He looks vaguely familiar, like someone you might have seen on TV once or twice, rather than someone you've seen in real life. You aren't sure what to make of any of it. Who's this anyway? Their car crashed near the road, and somehow the psycho was able to walk all the way here. What? How the hell? We're like miles off the road. Yeah, that's what I said too. You remind them you're still here. That makes Maine laugh, which he tends to do a lot. Sometimes when he laughs, you notice Emil trying to hold back a laugh to keep from joining him. Sorry, nice to meet you, Rando. You want to correct him, but you let it slide. Rando is silly enough for you not to really care if that seems like an insult. Anyway, I'm trying to find a way to figure out about what we should do to get them home. So if you could just, they make a shushing motion with their hands. Get out of here and maybe that would be great. Maine scoffs. Aw, come on, Emil. I know you love having me around. That would explain a lot, actually. It's clear that Maine is only teasing Emil, though he seems to like to get a rise out of people. That's not true, and you know it. No, seriously, get out of here. Maine jokingly pouts a bit before grinning again. I'm sure whoever it is wants me to stay here, right? Okay, the odd names are starting to bug you. Maine looks right at you, still smiling, tilting his head a bit, urging you to speak. If they really want to hang out with you, why don't you guys go somewhere else while I do this? Okay, we're gonna once again save. Save right here, because I had like a lot of choices. Return. Oh, I just noticed the cord tail. Cute. You shrug at Maine. Emil smiles at you again, and Maine just shrugs back, starting to walk off. You wonder if he's hurt by that, but he also looks like that was what he was expecting. Anyway, now that that's over with, they plug your phone up to a charger, and it's already in one of the outlets. So, what road did your car crash on, so I have a general idea which one? I just want to be sure. You tell Emil the name of the road, and they nod in acknowledgement. Alrighty, so I think I'll just call a tow truck for your car and get them to take it to your house. I can drive you home in my truck. You'll have an idea with the repair. You'll have to deal with the repair of your car on your own, but you'll be back home. Is that seriously what you're going to do? Can I get a break for 5 minutes? Just 5 minutes without having to deal with these people. Oh, quit whining. I can hear you. Shame on me for trying to help. This girl looks peculiar too. What's up with these people? Not to be rude, of course. To be fair, she's probably the most normal out of the three you've seen, appearance-wise. I don't want to deal with you right now, Samani. It's enough to have to shoo off Maine, so could you just get out of here on your own? It would be fantastic. You'd like that, wouldn't you? Unfortunately, I have no interest in making things even a teeny bit easier for you, so you'll just have to keep dreaming. Anyway, I've been working with machinery my whole life. I'm sure I could get your car up and running if you'd like. Oh boy, taking sides, huh? Okay, we're gonna save again, because there are like 3 or 4 choices. You're gonna stick with Emil's plan. Samani frowns, squints her eyes at you, seeing if you're serious before turning and walking off, shaking her head. Now that you're away, it's your loss. Emil snickers, giving you a thumbs up. Correct choice. Anyway, as I was saying. Hey, oh my god, am I actually going to lose my mind? Jeez, Amy. Emil turns to look at who came in. Oh man, I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't realize it was you. The guy's face looks kind of flushed. Has he been drinking? It's okay. What you need, Ryan? I don't know, I forgot. Oh boy. Ryan squints his eyes and looks at you. He kind of does a double take as if he realized he's never seen you before. He steps back a bit, stumbling. Emil sighs. Come on, bud. Let's go sit down. Emil puts a hand on the small of his back and leads him down the other hallway. You don't see what happens next, but since they're pretty far away at this point, Emil comes back sighing, their hands on their hips. They shake their heads slightly. This is gonna sound really dumb, but would you mind going and sitting with Ryan for a bit? He's on the couch under the other set of stairs. And they point in the direction down the hallway right across from this one. Okay, I'm gonna save this. Actually, I'm not gonna save this because this was the choice I did last time. I'm not gonna sit with Ryan. I'm sorry, baby, because you seemed really sweet. But I am gonna stay with Emil because I think in reality I'd probably do this. You tell Emil you're sure he'll be fine, and the plan seems to be coming together at this point. Yeah, I guess so. Sorry for all the interruptions. I have my hands full over here. Write down your address for me. I can call up a tow truck for you. You nod and scribble down your home address for them. They sit down on a stool a few feet away from you and dial up a number. As they speak to the other guy on the phone, you kind of tune out and just let Emil do his thing. They raise their voice a bit, so out of curiosity, you listen in. Are you kidding me? Of course you will. Then what the hell am I paying you for? It's not that far. Suck it up. Good Lord. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'll send the money once I see the cars delivered to the house. Okay, thanks. Bye. You look at them in a weird look, and they shrug. paying more than a regular customer, so I just want to make sure they get it right. Everything's lined up, buddy. Let's get you home. They hop up off their stool and pat you on the back, leading you through the side door. Alrighty, my truck is a little ways from the house, so just to keep more secluded, I guess. I don't know, it just makes me feel safer. I don't want any of the roads or paths leading to the house. You get the feeling they might be a tad bit paranoid. I prefer to keep my property kind of hidden, which is kind of hard since it's massive, but I try my best. Unfortunately, my best isn't that great since you found your way over here easily enough. You feel bad for a second before they smile a bit, showing that they were joking. After a minute or two of walking, you guys come across a fork in the road. They both lead to where we're going, so we can go whichever way you want. Okay, so really quick, I'm going to save, because this is going to be for future episodes. We're going to go right, because I write with my right hand. You decide to go right. Emil nods and follows you. So, what were you doing in this area anyway? We don't have much traffic around here. It's pretty remote. You tell him that you were there for a job interview, but you decided against it. The people rubbed you the wrong way. Ah, that makes sense. I'm sure you'll find somewhere that fits you better eventually. Not that I've ever had to work, which is unfair, I know. I tried to use my wealth to help people. My parents kind of hoarded it, but I find that useless. I'm especially glad to be able to house people in the mansion. Originally it was only Ryan, but somehow I've gained a few leeches. Not that I really minded. It'd be really quiet and lonely without them. Marilyn is especially helpful, practically speaking. She helps out around the house with various chores without me really asking. You haven't met Marilyn, but she sounds really nice, you say. Yeah, most of the rest of them aren't traditionally nice, but I'm still happy to have them here with me. Ryan really benefits from the housemates too, which is important to me. He needs to be around people. Their smile seems melancholy when they speak about Ryan. You can hear their love in their words, how much they care about him. It's sweet, best friend goals. You ask them how in the world they have so much money. My girl's their parents before them and so on were... God, I hate telling them about them. It sounds so dumb. They were clowns. You snort and cover your mouth, holding back a laugh. You were not expecting that. Yeah, I know. Relax. It's awful. They tried to get me to join the family business growing up, but I wouldn't budge. I was a literal black sheep of the family since everyone else was wearing dumb clown colors. Wow, you say. You would never have guessed. That would explain the clown portraits in the mansion, though. That never really registered as important enough to think about until now. Oh gosh. You assume their parents were out of the picture at this point, or at least somehow pretty far off. Yeah, I haven't seen them in a while. It's not that important, though. Oh no, you poor thing. Denial isn't healthy, darling. What? You two turn in the direction of the voice. Hello? Jeez, June. You've scared the out of me. Don't sneak up on me like that. This one looks especially odd. They're dressed head to toe in a fancy dress clothes, which makes them stand out against the forest. You really have to get that anger on a leash, Fido. It's not me that you should be alarmed by. You're barking at the wrong tree with that one, pal. Alright, drop it with the dog puns. June laughs and leans forward onto their cane as they stand. You and Radon are so alike. You really need a better sense of humor. Try smiling a bit, why don't ya? Emil deepens their frown in rebellion. What are you doing out here anyway? Oh, I was just on a little stroll. Alrighty then. Emil returns to walking and pats your arm with the back of their hand, signaling you to follow them. June catches up pretty quickly since their legs are long. Something about their face is unsettling. They look almost inhuman. Very uncanny, actually. They look straight at you as if to think you can hear their thoughts. Actually, I'm going to go back because I want to read these properly. There you go. They look almost inhuman. Very uncanny valley. They look straight at you as if to think they were hearing your thoughts. So, where are you two headed at this hour? A little late, if you ask me. You can't be too sure what's lurking out here in the dark. I'm taking them home. Already? How peculiar. How? They need to get home. I'm sure they could spare an hour or so, don't you think? June, I'm gonna be honest here, buddy. I have no idea what the hell you're trying to do 99% of the time. You're quite a funny one, pal. You entertain me greatly. June pats Emil on the head. Emil responds by trying to bite their hand. Okay. Bad dog. Emil has a very good point. You have no clue anything what June is saying means. No, but I'm serious. I think everyone would benefit from just a little bit of fun having. No. I thought you might say that. Fortunately, I know better. And frankly, I know best. Being a god is helpful for those who sort of knowings, pal. June, you're gonna let us keep walking, or so help me. What was that? I can't hear you over the music. Oh boy. Good evening, my fellow partygoers. I'm your host, Juniper Cordelia, and I'd like to wish you all a wonderful evening full of carefree joy and relentless relaxation. Your body feels incredibly odd. You feel like a puppet on a string. Your limbs feel all wobbly. You can move freely, but your movements have this odd bounce to them. Your head feels fuzzy. June, I'm going to scalp you. Sure you are, dear. Emil huffs in a very cartoony way, idly bouncing up and down to the music. The weirdness clicks with you all at once. You glance down at your hands, and the same gloves of the two limbs are horrifyingly 2D. Oh my god. You have some weird days, but this takes the cake. You'd better get us out of here right now, or I'll... They can't seem to think of a threat. Despite how powerless they are, they still are a deathly angry expression on their face, and their hands are balled into tight fists. Yes, Emil? You're what? They seem to find this funny. None of us want to be here, June. Isn't that right? Speak for yourself, baby. Having a good time. Ryan and Maine are here too. June glances over at you and answers your thought. Yes, I've invited them all, of course. Ryan, oh my god. He's snickering and dancing with Maine. He has a bottle of liquor in his hand and threatens to spill over every time he stumbles. He doesn't seem any less drunk than he was earlier, probably even more so. But now he's just more energized. Maybe it's an effect on this weird state they're all in? You're killing me, kid. Oh, lighten up, Amy. It's not a big deal. Just a handful of bros having a good time. I'm gonna go back. Crap. It's not a good time at a party. Okay, that's what it was. Do it auto again. Emil blushes and huffs out of frustration and embarrassment at the nickname. Ah, yes, see? It's got the right idea. And usually I'm not too fond of the machine, but as it's helping me prove my point to you, I'll gift it a silver temporary respect. I legitimately have no clue how to respond to that. Then don't. Just dance with me. You guys are seriously not helping this situation. The two of them giggle amongst themselves, dancing along with the music. Everything feels so weird, especially the way people are acting. Everyone feels so kind of goofier. You glance over and see a kid standing a little ways behind June. Hiya! Oh, good morning, Raiden! June grins and ruffles the fluff on the top of his hat. It's the middle of the night. Anyway, what's going on? June's throwing a party at the worst time possible. I've got to get them home, you guys. Emil angrily gestures toward you. You give a shy wave at the attention being drawn to you. They'll get home, darling. Don't you sweat. See this as a sort of intermission for your little journey. Emil groans in irritation. Oh my god, I can't stand you! June winks at them. I'll pull up a chair then. Maine snorts and laughs, earning a fiery glare from Emil. That wasn't even funny! Kind of was. This all feels incredibly cheesy. Emil turns toward you. Help me convince him, please. I'm gonna lose my marbles if I have to keep talking to him. You nod, determined to fulfill Emil's request. At least you could do. Try to get June. Okay, so we have to save this. I was not expecting this as part of the game. Gonna say that now. It's kind of silly. Try to get June's party over with by participating. Plead with June to let you go home. I would feel like I was pulled here against my will, so I would plead June to let me go home. You give June a sad look and beg for them to let you go home. You really want to go, huh? You nod and tell them it's been a really long day and that you're just really, really exhausted. You just want to go home. Well, why didn't you just say so? I don't want to tucker out my buddy. Emil's jaw drops. Are you kidding me? You know what? Whatever. I'll take what I can get. June grins. I'm not a sadist, dear. If they're hurting, they can go. You smile and thank them. They just nod and close their eyes, dispersing the party. The two of you appear back in the forest and you shake your heads a bit to clear them. This has got to be the weirdest things that has ever happened to you, to tell them. Yeah, yikes. Sorry. I'm surprised you got it out of it so easily. I guess I misjudged June. I don't know them that well. I guess I assumed they'd be more like someone else I know. You nod, not fully understanding, but it's fine. You just want to go home. After a couple more minutes of walking, you arrive at Emil's truck. Geez, they must be real paranoid to park this far away. Emil opens the passenger door before going around and hop in the driver's seat. Emil gets the car started off pretty quickly, and they're a pretty good driver. Emil grabs his phone out of his pocket and hands it grabs their phone out of their pocket. You enter the address in the GPS app. There's very soft music playing on the radio, seemingly from a CD or something. After everything that happened, it almost feels eerily calm. When you glance over at Emil, and that feeling goes away. It's odd how someone so abrasive can, and yet have such a comforting presence. You're thankful that they've been here for you. It seems they've taken this role in the majority of people's lives. That must take a toll. You wonder how they feel about them. Okay. You know, since I'm actually oddly curious, I'm starting with Ryan. You ask about Ryan. Emil seems really fond of him. Yeah. We were best friends as kids. While he was there, at least. He's really important to me. Most of the things I do for him. He just needs as much support as he can get, you know? They look really sad. I don't know what to do about him. He worries me a lot. I wish I could make him happy. Thank you. I really do try. I wish he'd confide in me more. He confides more in me than anyone else, but even then, I'm left in the dark about a lot. He's got a 10-mile-thick concrete wall around his innermost feelings. Ain't gonna get that out of him anytime soon. Whatever he's comfortable with is fine by me, though. I just want to make him happy. You nod and sit there in quiet while with Emil for a bit, listening to the music playing. You feel bad for Emil, honestly. Everything they do is out of free will, and you doubt they'd do anything differently given the chance, but he just looks so tired. You cautiously tell Emil that whatever this thing is they have with Ryan it sounds kind of one-sided. It's not, don't worry. Although he isn't very open about his own feelings, he's always there when I want to talk to him about mine. He's surprisingly good at giving us solid, helpful advice. Unfortunately, he doesn't follow his own. But anyway, he really does care for me, trust me. He's still my best friend. We hang out a lot, especially when we're having movie nights, to catch up on all the media and culture he was isolated from. Isolated? The guy hasn't even seen Shrek 2 until, last week. Everyone knows that movie and the most important revolutionary film of the century. He's a lot friendlier than he seems. He just feels completely uncomfortable and safe to let himself have fun like that. He has a pretty unhealthy way of feeling good, so I try to show him that he doesn't need to do all that to have fun. I wish he didn't drink so much. We can work on that. You smile at them. You can tell they don't like talking about themselves very much, but they seem to enjoy talking about others. They really deeply care about all their friends. It's nice to see that there are people like that still out here. So many people nowadays, even those you think are friends, are so untrustworthy and cold. Honestly, agreed. But you don't get that vibe from them. It's a good change of pace. You end up falling asleep on the ride home. You didn't even notice until Emil parks the car. Alrighty, we're here, champ. They pat your arm with the back of their hand. You rub your eyes and yawn, sitting up and unbuckling your seatbelt. You smile at them and thank them for the ride. Yeah, no sweat. They scribble a number down on a scrap of paper lying on the cup holders. It was nice meeting you. Feel free to call me up anytime, unless you're like a spy or something. You lightheartedly laugh a bit at their unashamed paranoia. Yeah, never be too careful, you know? Anyway, go get some rest, bud. It's been a long day. You nod, still smiling. You hop out of the truck and stretch before making your way up to the driveway. Emil gives you a little smile and a wave before driving off. What a day. That was really cute. Okay, I'm going to stop this for now. Let me know if you guys want me to play any more on the channel. I'm going to be linking all the stuff with Leo.exe in the description on this video. I promise. But I'll see you guys next time. Remember to keep on keeping on. And I'll see you later. Bye.